Shalom, it's Izzy, your Hebrew teacher here, and this is Hebrew Chapters with Holy Language Institute. Read with me through the first chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, translated into Biblical Hebrew. This is the translation of Franz Delitzsch. Ha-Besorah, the Gospel. The verb root there is basar, and it means to herald good news, to preach a good message. Besorah, therefore, is good news. It can mean a message in general, and it usually is translated gospel in English. Ha-Kedosha, the Kadosh, the holy. So it's the holy gospel, the holy message. All on P, the peh, the mouth of. Matai. So Matthew in Hebrew is Matai. Starting in Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. Sefer. A sefer in Hebrew is a book, or originally a scroll. The verbal root actually for this word is sefal, which literally means to number or count. Originally, apparently, a scroll was primarily a numbering or an accounting of something. So the scroll of Toldot. Verbal root behind this word is yalad, and it means to beget or bear a child. The singular is toledah. I don't know if that's ever used in the Hebrew scriptures. It's in the plural toldot. This word is used to describe a listing of generations, family background. Can also be translated as account in the Torah. So, the book of the generations of Yeshua. Ha-Mashiach. Verbal root mashach means to dump or smear with oil. So if you are mashacht, you are a Mashiach, meaning you have had oil dumped on you or smeared on you. This symbolic act signified in the nation of Israel that someone was either anointed as the Kohen Hagadol, the high priest, or as the Melech, the king. So in Hebrew thought, if you're the Mashiach, it means either you're the high priest or you're the king. Actually, in Hebrew thought, those words are almost synonymous. If you were to call someone the Mashiach, you're essentially calling him the king. Ben, the son of David. Ben, the son of Avraham. Abraham. I will be telling you some of these names' meanings in Hebrew, and I will also be telling you how they're popularly called in English, just to give you a better sense of them, and also because there are a whole lot of names in chapter 1, and I think it will make our reading slightly more meaningful for you. Avraham, Abraham, Holid, so he yaladed, he begat or bore, et, indicating who he begat, Yitzchak, Isaac. Verb root for Yitzchak is tzachak, to laugh. V'Yitzchak and Isaac, Holid, begat, et Yaakov, Jacob. Some translations render this word Holid as father, to became the father of. We may even read it that way. It's a word used more commonly in English today rather than begat. If your wife just had a child, you don't go to work the next day and say that we begat a child. You would say something like we had a child. Yaakov and Jacob, Holid, became the father of, et Yehudah, Judah. Verb yada of his name is to confess in the sense of praising or giving thanks to. Ve'et, indicating who else he begat, Echav, his achs, brothers. Yehuda, Judah, Holid, became the father of Perez. Ve'et, indicating who else he became the father of Zerah. Verb root for Perez's name is paratz, to break out, to break forth. Zarach means to shine. Meh, from Tamar, which is the Hebrew word for palm tree. Uferetz, and Perez, Holid, became the father of, or he fathered at Chetzron. Hezron. V'chetzron, Hezron, Holid, he begat. I'd like to say became the father, but the word father, the word yalad doesn't directly intimate father, so I'm not going to read that for you the whole time here, but I just wanted to give you a fuller sense of that. Et Ram. The verb root for Ram's name is Rom, which means to be lifted up, elevated. Veram, Holid, begat et Aminadav. People. Ami, my people. Nadav are volunteers. This is his name's meaning. The Aminadav, or Aminadab, Holid, begat et Nachshon. How do they say? Would they say that in English? Nashon. People just don't say that name a lot in English. Verb root, or I'm not sure what the verb root is actually, but I know that Nachash in Hebrew is something that's shiny. So you have, for instance, Nechoshet, which is copper or bronze in Hebrew. V'Nachshon, Holid, begat et Salmon. V'Salmon, Holid, begat et Boaz. Word there, Az, has a sense of strength, fierce, independent strength specifically. So his name has the sense of, like, in him is fierce, independent strength. Me, from Rahab. Uvoaz, and Boaz, Holid, begat et Oved. Obed. Verb root avad means to work or serve. So Oved is literally a worker, a servant. Merut, from Ruth. The Oved and Obed Holid begat et Yishai, Jesse. The Yishai and Jesse Holid begat et David. His name actually comes from the root to be dear or beloved. It's also the root from which we get the Hebrew word for uncle, which is dod. Ha-melech, the king. V'Dovid ha-melech, and David the king, Holid, begat et Shlomo. Solomon. I find this was an interesting one because there's no N in the Hebrew name Shlomo, and yet in English we have this different form, Solomon. Verb root for Shlomo's name is shalom, which means to complete. It's also the verb root for the Hebrew word for peace, which is shalom. Shlomo and shalom are related. Me'eshet, so from the Isha, the wife of Uriah. You remember that story. And let's scroll down here, last half of this page. Ushlomo, and Solomon Holid, he yaladed, begat et Rechavam. Rechav means broad. You could even give it the sense of vast in Hebrew, and Am is people. So Rechavam is a broader, vast people. Uochavam, and how would you say that in English? Rehoboam. Holid begat et Aviyah. Avi means my father. Yah is short for the Hebrew name of God, spelled Yod He Vav He. So, Aviyah is Yah, God is my father. V'Aviyah, Holid, begat et Asa, or Asa, as we say in English. V'Asa, Asa, Holid, begat et Yehoshaphat. So here we have Shaphat, which means to judge or judged. and then we have a short form of the name of God. Thanks for watching this trailer. To get this whole talk in audio or video format, go to holylanguage.com and subscribe. I'll see you there.